It's pretty easy to see why Scoot Henderson is widely considered to be the number 2 pick in a loaded 2023 NBA draft class. Playing for the G League Ignite last year and starting the season at 17 years old, Scoot put up legit performances against pro-level guys in what would have been his senior year of high school. This level of competition at his age gives Scoot a leg up on guys that are just starting college play, and it's not like he was just out on the court running around. He was showing legit flashes of being an insanely effective lead guard in the NBA, and he is only going to get better with time. Let's start off with Scoot's physical tools. A lot of players have great physical tools, but they aren't functional and they can't capitalize off of them and put them all together into their play. This is nowhere near the case for Scoot, because he uses his athletic gifts to generate very effective offense. Scoot is insanely quick, can jump ridiculously high, is a very good lateral mover, and has pretty good strength for his size. All of these athletic tools are the base for his game, which he uses to develop and expand everything else in his repertoire. Scoot's greatest ability is easily his rim pressure, which essentially is just his ability to attack the rim and the effectiveness in which he does it. Whenever Scoot chooses to attack the rim, his defender is pretty much at his mercy and there's not much that can be done to stop him. Rarely is he ever thrown off of his driving lane, as he uses his speed, strength, and great pickups and ball security to consistently stay in a straight line when driving. Here, Scoot drives to the rim from the corner and uses the pickup to shield the ball from a reaching defender to continue his momentum going to the rim, and shows incredible skill to finish around Wembanyama. Here, Scoot drives from the left corner and easily just bumps this dude out of his way as he goes up for a layup. Scoot can use this driving ability in every type of offense and is very effective in each one. He's able to get to the rim in isolation, in transition, and in different offensive sets with ease. In transition, he uses his blazing speed to just get past guys and get to the hole without a fight. In isolation, whenever he chooses to beat his guy, it's pretty much wraps. Right here, Scoot's teammate slips a screen that he sets for him, and this hip turn from Scoot absolutely freezes his defender as he easily blows past him for a left-hand finish. I'd like to see Scoot ran in more handoff sets like this one right here. You can see him in the corner receiving a screen and then a handoff. Here he gets a full head of steam, which causes the defense to scramble. He uses this to develop a good look for his teammate, which he botches. These sets capitalize off Scoot's athletic gifts and allow him to get a full head of steam and use the advantages that his teammates' screens create for him, as well as the ones his athletic gifts create to generate offense. Scoot is great at using this rim pressure and overall scoring gravity to create open looks for his teammates. A lot of the passes he makes are decently routine, but he does capitalize off of the attention he gets to draw in defenses and makes great kickouts and dump-offs to open teammates. I mean, just look here at all the attention he commands when driving to the rim. That's 4 bodies collapsing on him as he makes a kickout to an open Beauchamp. Here's another example of that. He gets to the rim with ease, gets 2 bodies in the air, and gets an extremely good look for his guy in the corner. It does take a certain level of awareness to sense the defense collapsing in on you and going away from other guys, and Scoot uses this to generate good looks for the guys around him. Along with these routine passes, there have been times where he's had great reads and passes that take a good level of intelligence and precision to complete. His overall feel for the game is very sound too, especially for the competition he was playing in for his age. Scoot frequently would set up the offense and get people in the right spots to begin offensive sets, which is a great thing. Now, it's not super advanced like some guys, but it's definitely something that will continue to develop and is impressive for someone this young, playing the guys he's playing. Here you can see some of Scoot's feel and awareness of openings in the defense. You can see him sense a double team in front of him, as well as recognize that his defender's head is turned, and cut to the rim for an open look. A more advanced playmaker will hit him here in the league. I like this here too, where Scoot tries to seal off his teammate's man to get him an open look in the corner. This is a pro thing to do and is pretty cool to see from someone his age. These things are subtle and not extremely common, but are good indicators for the feel needed to be effective in the league and is a great thing especially for his age. The one big knock on Scoot's offense is his three-point shooting, as he shot 21% on a little over 2 attempts per game last year. Although this percentage is pretty terrible, there are a lot of indicators that he will develop his three-point shot and become at least a decent shooter in the league and even improve in his second G League season. A big reason for Scoot's three-point struggles is due to him going from shooting at the high school three-point line to immediately moving all the way back to the NBA three-point line, which is a very big difference. Along with this change, his mechanics are also very sound and everything is fluid on the way up. The other indicator that Scoot's three ball will develop is his mid-range excellence. He shoots 48.6% on his mid-range shots on 3.5 attempts per game, which is pretty damn elite for someone of his age playing against pros. His mid-range is great off of pick and rolls and in isolation, and looks fluid in both of these. His driving threat also helps open up his mid-range, and defenders also back up due to that threat. Along with his mid-range, Scoot also shot 78% from the free throw line last season. These are all indicators to me that his three-point shot will eventually be at least pretty average and not a nuisance. All reports say that Scoot spent a lot of this summer developing his shot, and we saw a glimpse of that last night. His shot definitely looked better and more consistent, and it looks like this year there will be a decent jump in three-point percentage and attempts from him. To talk about Scoot's defense, his defensive ability is nowhere near his offense, but there's some defensive flashes that are good indicators of what's to come. His on-ball defense is pretty good most of the time, and his great lateral movement abilities are apparent when he wants to play defense. When he is fully engaged, it's pretty easy for him to keep his man in front of him and not get beaten, but sometimes he'll lose his man and just be a step slow, sometimes because of effort and not trying to recover when being beaten, or on a few occasions his man will simply just beat him. This is not all the time though, and I'd say about 75% of the time he keeps his man in front of him for the most part. Scoot's screen navigation is pretty poor, and he will consistently make the wrong decision whether or not to go over or under, and sometimes will just get stonewalled by a screen. These things cause him to not be able to recover in time to stop the ball handler. He's had a few decent times getting around screens, but this is not very common. Scoot's off-ball defense definitely needs some work too, as he consistently falls asleep at the wheel and is not as aware as he should be of what's going on away from the ball. This is most apparent on backdoor cuts, where he will turn his head away from his man and lose him as he cuts to the rim, resulting in easy points or messed up rotations. He's also not as aware as he should be of off-ball actions, and his court mapping could be better. One thing I've noticed is Scoot overhelping or denying when playing off-ball defense. Sometimes he'll shift over too much away from his man, resulting in his man being prone to an open kickout. He will also over-deny entry passes, causing his man to be able to cut past him and get open. Especially at the NBA level, a lot of players will take advantage of these defensive lapses, so he needs to keep an eye on these tendencies and clean them up. We get to see Scoot play in his second game versus Victor Wembanyama's squad Metropolitans 92 tomorrow, which if it's anything like last game, it'll be sensational. Scoot's second season for the G League Ignite officially begins on November 4th, and I'm so excited to see what he does this year.